die here.
No!
And all of your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up!
Most of us have some idea of how motion capture suits work. The actor pulls on a lycra onesie covered in ping pong balls, which tracks their face and body movements whilst they act out the scene. That data is then handed off to a visual effects artist, which uses it almost as a skeleton or a 3D mesh in order to create a digital character. I'm here at Ninja Theory's offices in Cambridge to check out a real-time motion capture rig. This kind of setup is incredibly rare and allows the studio to instantly see how an actor's performance will be portrayed in the final game. It was developed for Hellblade, a new story-driven action game about a Celtic warrior called Senua. I've just finished playing the first 45 minutes of the game, and I got a really good sense for the tone and atmosphere that it's shooting for. There is some combat, you have your basic light and heavy sword attacks, but really that all plays a backseat to the story. Senua's going on this journey, she's descending through this hellish landscape and really confronting her inner demons along the way. And all the time as you're walking through the environment, you're hearing these voices in your head. They're telling you to either go back, to stop what you're doing, that it's a futile effort. You're always trying to push her forward in order to try and confront those fears.
But you know that death is near, waiting for you to make that little slip. You can't just wish things away.
And that's why the performance that Melina, the actor behind Senua, gives is so important. All of the emotion on her face really helps to sell the underlying message and the themes throughout the game. So here's the finished article. I have been transported into the game and made to look like a Viking warrior. So this is all happening in real time. As you can see, I can move my arms, I can roll my head, or I can move from side to side, and this is all reflected immediately with my character in the game. What are the kind of advantages to being able to look and see immediately what your performance is going to be like on screen?
Yeah, I think it's great because you can see your environment, you can feel the mood of the scene, whereas before I was always playing against just a white background and I had to really use my imagination of what the scene is going to look like. So most of the time I had no idea what the enemies look like that I'm fighting against or the environment, because some of the stuff has been developed even after we shot the scenes. So yeah, it was quite hard sometimes.
Now, Ninja Theory is known for blockbuster games such as Heavenly Sword, Enslaved, and the DMC Devil May Cry reboot. But with Hellblade, the team has gone fully independent. With a team of roughly 20 people, they've had to be smart about the scope of the game and also how they use technology.
We built our own equipment, we bought stuff off Amazon and IKEA, we did what it took to make it work in-house. For cheap, you know, and it works really well, better than we imagined it would. But I think that's actually how game development has always been and how it started out, which was hobbyists and, you know, demo coders, hobbyists working with what they have. You know, that is actually the spirit of game making. It's turned into something else now, but I think that is actually what it should be about. Yeah.
For Senua, it went to 3Lateral, a company in Serbia that specializes in facial scanning and character rigging, which is kind of like the puppet strings for digital characters. Melina was captured in incredible detail, creating a digital double for the game.
We ended up taking Melina, who's plays Senua, and flying her out to Serbia and scanning her. And then we had a super realistic face that looked amazing, but her body wasn't right. So we scanned her body. We got her training for a few months to get her really into shape, and then scanned her body. We ended up scanning clothing. The more you push for realism, the more you can't just make up stuff. You have to commit to it.
In 2016, Ninja Theory was visited by Epic Games, best known for the Unreal Engine. Hellblade was already running on Unreal, and Epic was interested in doing a demo at GDC, a prestigious game developer conference that showed off real-time motion capture. Ninja Theory was more than happy to oblige. The only problem, GDC was only 8 weeks away. Somehow, though, everyone managed to pull through. Epic handled everything to do with the engine, whilst 3Lateral did all of the facial scanning. A company called Cubic Motion, based in Manchester, did the necessary computer vision, while Xsense handled body tracking. The implications for this are huge. As a director, you can see how an actor's performance will be portrayed in the final game, or movie, or any other type of digital medium. That means you can give better pointers on set and avoid any frustrating reshoots. The rig was completed quite late in Hellblade's development, so it was only used for a few scenes. But the team is bullish about the technology's future and how it could impact not only game development, but also things such as VR and traditional filmmaking. 3, 2, 1, and YMCA. YMCA. Can you see that?
Yeah.